I've had my podcast for the past 2 years, and for some reason, I still can't improve my communication skills, even my interview skills, even though I've definitely gotten out of my fear of like just doing the thing. My skill in general hasn't really improved. So, this is what this video is about. I've been trying to do a series on social media, but I've been like on and off with that. So, in this video specifically, I really want to put in the work of just sitting and practicing for the next 15-30 minutes. So, this is how it's gonna go. I'm gonna share a story, I'm gonna tell a story, and then I'm gonna watch a video with a technique, and it's a pretty popular video, so I'm just gonna watch one video and then use those skills from that video in my story and practice for the next 15-20 minutes, and then tell my story kind of like before and after, and then kind of like so show the results, and then share my experience of like the difference that I felt when integrating those techniques. And that's pretty much it. So with that being said, don't forget to subscribe, comment, like, share, because that supports the podcast. And let's get started. Have you had those moments where you just like have you had those moments where you just feel like you need a miracle, or like there's something that you've been asking for, and there's recently I received a miracle. There's something I was asking for in the moment. It was literally an emergency. I was pretty much invited, or I received a free ticket to go watch a Broadway show. And I went by myself, like kind of like I just did like a solo date. I go there, but on my way there I had to go to New York, so it was like an hour and a half drive, an hour and a half train ride, and I forgot my charger, and my phone was at 20%. 20%. And once I got there, it was like at 10% because I did use it for a little bit. And it was at 10%, and I'm like, fuck. I knew my phone was gonna die at some point, I and I was like, but I was like, from there I think I just started to pray. I was like God, like please, I need my phone to I need my phone to charge. I need my phone to charge like to a 50% minimum. And I was waiting online. I was thinking like maybe I should ask somebody if they have a charger or they have a portable charger, because I had the cable and I had my portable charger, but both like my portable charger was dead, and I didn't have the box to charge the the, I didn't have the box to charge it in an outlet. So I was um I was just praying for like a bit, but I wasn't really thinking about it until I sat down. So they let us in. It's like 7:30. They let us in. My phone is like at 6%, and we're waiting for the show to start. I'm sitting by myself next to like a couple, and I'm like just sitting there like, thinking maybe I should ask them, maybe I should ask them, but like I don't know. I just didn't. It was kind of like that fear of like talking to other people or asking. I don't know. I feel like it could have just been an easy like no, I don't have, sorry, and like that's it. But in my mind I was like no, I was scared. And that's when I really started praying. I was like, God, like I need my phone to charge to 50%, and doing it without certeza, I would like that certainty that it's gonna happen. And I'm just like, is that thing of ask and ask and you'll receive. So I was just like, God, I'm like, thank you so much for charging my phone like to 50% or more. I'm so grateful. Thank you so much. Like, thank you for charging my phone or something like that. Because really, that whole process was kind of like a blur, just because like just what happened afterwards was kind of, for me, it's like the craziest thing. And so I was just there. I saw how when my phone died, I didn't even know what time it was. By the time the actual miracle happened, and so this group of friends, like these, I think it was like two or three girls. They come. One of them comes and sits next to me, and she and this was kind of funny because at first I thought she was judging me. And she was like, "Are you here by yourself?" But she made like a face where I felt like she was like judging me, and I'm like, "Yeah, I'm here by myself." But obviously I wasn't rude or anything. I was just like, "Yeah, I'm here. Yeah, I'm here by myself." And she was like, "Can I ask you for a really big favor?" And I was like, "Yeah, sure." And she's like, "Do you mind changing seats with my friends? With my friend, like she sits over there, like the seat's pretty good, and it's just moving, like we're not gonna get in trouble or anything. And I was like, yeah, like I don't mind. Like I was here by myself. It wasn't like I was waiting for anybody. So yeah, like yeah, there's no problem. And she was like, really? Oh my! And they got like super excited. I was like, oh my god, really? Like, we could buy you like something. Like, we could buy you like a souvenir, or we could buy you like a drink. Whatever you want. And I was like, no, no, like don't worry about it. Like I really don't mind. And she was like, are you sure? It's like, is there anything that you need? And I was like, yeah, actually, can I actually like, let me ask you something. No, I was like, actually, I do need something. Like, maybe you do have it. Do you by any chance have a charger or portable charger so I could charge my phone? And she was like, I don't know, like, and then I started like looking. Her friend started looking, and she was like, oh, like I do, like, I'm guessing she already had this. She was like, I do have, but what? She was like, I do have a portable charger. What charger do you need? Like the USB, like normal one, or the USB-C? And I was like, the USB-C one, and she was like, oh my god, I do have it. And they started getting like super excited, and I'm like, oh my. And then I got excited, like, oh my god, this is so fucking miracle. Like, my phone was dead. Like, what were the, and the craziest, like, what were the chances that one, I was able to charge my phone, but two, that I didn't have to ask. Like, maybe I could have gotten out of my fear, but like, the, like, what I needed literally came into my lap. And for me, that was such a crazy experience, even though like it can seem very small, like, oh, you were able to charge your phone. But I think the craziest part is that they came to me. They could have asked anybody else in the room of like, oh, can we change our seats with my friend and whatnot, or that even that their seats were in that their seats were there. Like the synchronicity of things is so fucking crazy, where it's like that was for me a legit miracle. And they're very very cool, very chill. And I ended up changing my seats and whatnot. But just like being able to see the portable charger, it's like, fuck, I literally manifested this. Like, I manifested this portable charger so I could charge my phone, and God literally gave it to me. Like, he's like, here you go. You asked, there was a certainty, there was a certeza. And for me, it's like, it's also really cool because you get to kind of like experience these little miracles in like in the low or like small miracles, even though like just in general they're freaking humongous. But I feel like adding those things, it kind of like allows you, kind of gives you permission as well to ask for bigger things, because we know that we could receive these things, or at least for me, I know I could receive these things, but there's still this blockage or this like permission, giving permission to receive these things. So like being able to like experience these things allows me to like, holy crap, like if I have certeza, if I know this could happen, this is available for me, and I can receive these things, like it's gonna come. Like, and it's so instant. That was so instantaneous too, where it's like, it's just like, how can you not be shocked? How can you not be in awe? So that was my moment of me having a miracle. It literally in less than 2 hours, because my phone was, I already knew my phone was gonna die, but like literally just being able to like pray for like 30 minutes and like receiving it after those 30 minutes, like it's so fucking crazy. So I hope this like inspires you to kind of like start asking for things. It's like, oh, se me antoja esto, or tengo certeza que this is gonna come. I have this certainty, and like just like feeling, because there's also that feeling of like gratitude, like it's already here, it's already here, it's already here. So yeah, ask for a miracle. I just saw, and I just recorded for 8 minutes. It doesn't even feel like 8 minutes. Like, that's so fucking crazy. How am I gonna shorten this? It has to be like a 3 minute story maximum. Like a 3 minute story. How can I make that into smaller bite size? And that's what we're gonna find out right now by watching this video, because I definitely need help. Like, I probably added so many stuff that wasn't even supposed to even be there, or I could have just concised it even more. So now it's time to practice, because that 8 minutes has to go to 3 minutes maximum. So let's start. Okay, I've been practicing for the past maybe 20 minutes, and I feel like it's still pretty long, but I think the context and like just how I'm saying it sounds a bit better. So this is uh take one, practice one take one official practice one. Okay? On May 21st, I witnessed a miracle. I was at the James Earl Jones Theater to watch Real Women Have Curves. If you haven't watched it, go watch it. And I was sitting in my seat waiting for the show to start, and with my phone at 6%. It was literally about to die. And I knew it was gonna die because I was already searching like how to get home and whatnot. The problem was, and my thought was, how am I gonna get home? Like, how am I gonna get home? Not even that. It's like, how am I gonna pay? Like, I don't have my debit card. I don't have my credit card. I don't have cash. I don't have my cable or my charger to charge. My portable charger is dead. It's like, how am I gonna get home? And in that moment, I was okay. How can I use my thoughts properly? How can I use my energy to my advantage? You know, how can I use my thoughts and my energy to my advantage? And I was like, okay, let me pray. And at first it started like God, please charge my phone at 50%. Like, invisible realm, God, please help me and charge my phone at 50%. In my head too, there was that thing of like, how is it gonna happen? And also too, because there was a couple sitting next to me, and I had so much resistance in asking them, whether it was fear, I don't know, maybe it wasn't like because the miracle was gonna happen. I was like, you don't have to ask them. But whatever the reason was, like I ended up not asking them, and I kept praying. But then I switched my strategy, or like the way I was asking, because I remember like when you want to manifest something, you have to embody the feeling of like it's already there, like it already happened. You just give thanks, right? So I switched it to, God, thank you so much for charging my phone at 50%. God, thank you so much for charging my phone at 50%. And again, I didn't know how it was gonna happen. I was like, and I don't even know how long I did it for, because by that point my phone was already dead. And then these two girls sat next to me. I'm guessing like those were their seats. And this is so funny too, because the girl leans over and she's like, "Are you sitting by yourself, or are you here by yourself?" But it was this like expression of like pity and like sadness, or, like, I feel bad for you. At least that's how I took it. I don't know if that was her intention. I don't think that was her intention, but that's literally how I took it. And I was like, in my head, I was like, why should they look at me like that? But I answered. I was like, no, like, yeah, I'm here by myself. And she was like, oh, like, can I ask you for a huge favor? And I was like, yeah, sure. Like what is it? And she was like, do you mind switching seats with my friend? Like, we came here together, but like we got different seats. And she's like, sits over there. It's a pretty good seat. And I didn't even think about it. I was like, yeah, sure, like no worries. And her expression was like, oh my God, really? Like, thank you so much. Like, and then she was like, do you want something? Like, we could buy you merch. We could buy you a drink. Like, what do you want? And I was like, no, like, don't worry about it. I'm good. Like, I really don't mind. And she's like, are you sure? Like, do you need anything? And of course, I needed my fucking charger. So I was like, actually, by any chance, do you have a portable charger or charger so I could charge my phone? And she and her friend, they're looking in their bags, and they're like, oh, what charger do you need? And I was like, the USB-C. And like her friend takes out her portable charger, and she looks at the charger, at the cable, and she's like, I have the charger, I have the portable, I have the charger, I have the cable. And in that moment, I was like, there's no fucking way. There's no fucking. That was literally a fucking pinch me moment. And I was like, oh my God, thank you so much. And they're like, no, thank you. And I'm like, okay, I'm like, no worries. I was like, I'll give it to you by the end of the show. And she's like, yeah, no worries, we'll figure it out. And I switched seats, and I'm sitting in the new seat. I'm sitting there, and I'm looking at the portable charger, like what the fuck? Like, there's no fucking way. And then I was like, thank you, God, thank you so much. Thank you. Just like with like immense gratitude and like this like shock of like, there's no fucking way. And my phone ended up like throughout the show, my phone was charging, and ended up charging to 70%. I was like more than I asked for. And really, that was another reminder of like, ask and you shall receive. Like, be open to receiving, give yourself permission to receive, and it will come. Like, it will come. And yeah, like that be a reminder for you, and like for me, that once you're in this gratitude, and si es para ti, if it's for you, like it's gonna come. And really, like one of the coolest thing, at least for this specific miracle, was that it was almost instantaneous. It was like less than an hour where I was able to manifest it, and that was so fucking cool. So thank you, God, thank you, universe, for this fucking miracle, and I hope you're able to experience a miracle like this. Okay, so I watched the video, and I think it's pretty good. I think there's like emotion, and there's like the details of like what the guy asked for, because we gotta see the location, we gotta see the actions, we gotta see thoughts, emotion, show the emotions of like describing like her face like lit up and her eyes grew big, and a smile came through, stuff like that, and like showing the emotion. Is depicting the word, and then the dialogue, like what are you hearing, like in the moment, blah blah, blah, or what did the character say. So I'm definitely like doing those stuff. So I'm not really sure what to take out. I feel like there's certain things I could just like say, or I just like mumble and I repeat the same thing again. But I think the story itself, it's pretty good. Let me know what you think. So I'm gonna practice one more time, and then I'm gonna do the results, because I already practiced like a couple of times, and I think this is like, I think 5 minutes is the only way. So let me practice one more time, and we'll see how it goes. Okay, that was take 2. I still don't know how to end the story, because it's like, for me, it's like a reminder of ask and receive. But how do I end the thing? It was like, maybe like, it was a reminder of ask and you shall receive. I don't know, I need to think about it, because I don't. Let me know in the comments below, like, how would you end this story? And let me practice one more time, and then we'll do the results. After an hour of practicing and like watching the videos and taking notes of how can I say these things and practicing the end of the story, it's time to see the results. Okay, so last take. About a month ago. Wait, no, I'm nervous. Take 2 of last take. About a month ago, I witnessed a miracle. I was at a theater in New York. I was gonna go I watched Real Women Have Curves, and if you haven't watched that, go watch it. And I was sitting in my seat, I was by myself, I was waiting for the show to start. The problem here was that my phone was at 6%. 6%, and I knew it was gonna die, so my thoughts was like, how am I gonna get home? And not even how am I gonna home, because I knew the way. It was, how am I gonna pay? Because I don't have my credit card, I don't have my debit card, I don't have cash, my portable charger is dead. So it's like, how am I gonna get there? And I started praying. And it started like, God, it was overwhelmed. God, please help me charge my phone at 50%. I don't know why I said 50%, but I was like, God, please help me charge my phone at 50%. And I didn't even know how it was gonna happen, but there was this like certainty as well. And there was also a lot of resistance, because there was a couple next to me, and I just couldn't ask, like, oh, like, do you have a charger, a portable charger? I just couldn't ask. So I'm like, in my head, I was like, also like, how do you expect your phone to charge if you're not asking? But I just kept on praying. I was like, and then I switched it to, because I remember like manifestation techniques and whatnot, and I was like, God, thank you so much for charging my phone at 50%. God, thank you so much for charging my phone at 50%. And I kept going like that. I don't even know how long, because my phone ended up dying, but I want to say something like 10 to 20 minutes. And then these 2 girls, which I'm guessing like those were their seats, and they sit next to me, and the girl next to me, she like leans over and she's like, are you here by yourself? And she has this expression, I'm sure it wasn't her intention, but it was a face of like, I feel bad for you, you're by yourself, like pity or like sadness. And in my head, I'm like, why are you looking at me like that? But I was like, yeah, I'm here by myself. I was like, oh, like, can I ask you for a huge favor? And I was like, yeah, sure, like, what is it? And she's like, do you mind switching seats with my friend? Like, she's over there, and like, she's in a pretty good seat, but like, we want to sit together because we came in together and whatnot. And I didn't even think about it. I was like, yeah, sure, no worries about it. And her face literally lit up. And she's like, oh my God, thank you so much. Like, can we get you something? Can we buy you something? Do you want merch? Do you want a drink? And I was like, no, like, don't worry about it. I'm good. And she's like, are you sure? Like, do you need anything? And of course, I remember I need to charge my fucking phone. And I was like, actually, by any chance, do you have a portable charger or a charger so I could charge my phone? And they started looking, and her friend was like, what charger, what cable do you need? And I was like, the USB-C. And she was like, I have it. I have the charger. I have the portable charger. And in that moment, I was like, no fucking way. Like, there's no fucking way. It was that thing of asking you shall receive. And I was like, oh my God, thank you so much. And they're like, no, thank you. So I switched seats with a friend, and I'm looking at this portable charger in my lap, charging my phone, and I'm like, what the heck? What the fuck? Like, this is a fucking miracle. And I was filled with gratitude, and I was like, thank you, God, thank you. And not even, like, this was just overall, the whole day was freaking beautiful. I was able to eat tacos. I was able to get a free ticket to come watch this beautiful show. And I got a portable charger to charge my phone where, like, beforehand, I was, like, a bit stressing a bit, but I was like, no. Certainty. It's gonna happen. And it was a reminder of a lot of things, like, asking you shall receive, and God is listening. Like, God got you. Like, ask and you shall receive. And it was such a beautiful experience and a beautiful way to have witnessed a miracle where, like, you don't know how it's gonna happen, but God got you. And I'm so grateful, and I hope everybody can experience with and witness miracles like this. Dang, okay. I know I mumble and and messed up in a couple of things, but I'm just gonna leave it at that because it was supposed to be a one-time, like, thing. That's why I practiced for a while, but I guess it was also a reminder as well that, like, you're gonna fuck up sometimes, and, like, when you're telling a story, like, it's gonna happen, and you just gotta, like, really um, embody the story, like, really live the story so, like, you mess up less times. But I think just the dialogue and the emotion wise, and, like, being able to, like, maybe, like how he says, like, show the emotion instead of just like, I was happy, or I was in awe. It's like her face lit up, or I was like, what the heck, or, like, doing the emotion, like showing it. So I think, like, those were a plus. And I think I also definitely feel it more compared to, like, when I first told the story. And yeah, and this was literally like 40 minutes of practicing and retelling the same story over and over again. But even though it might have not been the 3 minutes, I think I've definitely improved in, like, saying what needed to be said and being able to zoom into the moment more. Because I was gonna talk about, like, and I think I mentioned I was, like, waiting online and I forgot my charger, blah blah blah. Like, I didn't say none of that. It was just zooming into the moment. So I think that was really important. I didn't get into the goal of, like, 3 minutes, but I think I haven't watched it again, but and I will watch it, but I won't, like, talk about it more because it's, like, my outro or my experience. But I think, again, it felt different, so I'll give it a 7 out of 10. I'll give it a 7 out of 10 in this story. So hopefully you enjoyed this video. I am excited. I think this was pretty fun because it actually gets me to practice instead of, like, procrastinating, and you guys get to see the process. It's definitely not easy, and I'm definitely going to be doing this more because I have a bunch of other stories that I could also tell. So I'm really excited about that. Don't forget to subscribe, comment, like, share, because that supports the channel. And I mentioned podcast in the beginning, and this is actually for the channel, not the podcast. So thank you so much for watching. Thank you so much for listening and, like, seeing me practice. And with that being said, have an amazing, beautiful day, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.